Hi everyone, happy Friday. I'm Denyse with Artist at Heart. I'm so happy you can join us today. Thank you so much. We have another fun Friday planned. Thank you for everyone that joined yesterday. We did the celebratory kids that were all graduating from high school and college. And today we have MOCA, the Museum of Contemporary Art. And Melissa is here joining us, who's going to teach us all about the museum. Joe, can you add Melissa? Hi, Melissa.
Hi, thank you so much for having me today.
Thanks so much for joining us. We're so excited to have you here. I was just hoping you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, so my name is Melissa. I am the TOMA Education Fellow at MOCA Cleveland. As Denise said, MOCA stands for the Museum of Contemporary Art. And one really exciting part about my job is I get to create experiences that help people connect to the artwork and make their own meaning about the artwork that they see in the museum. We define contemporary art as art about the ideas of our time. And so it's really about questions in our own lives. Most of the artwork we show was created within the last 2 decades. And if we show art that was made earlier than that, it's because we still believe it relates to the questions that we are asking as a community. So at the heart of MOCA is this belief that contemporary art inspires curiosity about the world that's all around us.
Wow. Well, I think this is the best time to be creating contemporary art with everything that's going on and to be curious and being expressive, right?
Exactly. So we really like art that inspires imagination and curiosity and are excited to hear your questions today too.
Oh, great. So we're gonna do something different today. So all of you guys that watch, Leo and I know you're here. If you have a question for Melissa, we're gonna let you guys come on, just like you normally share your artwork. We're gonna let you guys come on in a little while and ask her questions. So as she's talking about the museum, if you have any questions about contemporary art or about Melissa and her education as well as the museum, you guys can come on the screen and ask. I am going to let you have the full screen as you present a little bit about MOCA. So Joe, can you take me off and bring up?
Hello. So as you can see, a picture of our building. We are located on the corner of Euclid and Mayfield in Cleveland, Ohio. And the building is really unique. The architecture is really different, and we hope it prepares people that they're going to experience something different and exciting inside the building too. Something that's really interesting about MOCA is that we are a non-collection museum, which means we do not own any of the art that is in the museum. We borrow it from other museums, from artists, and from private collectors, and they trust us to care for it while it is in the museum. Because we are not such an institution, we frequently change the art that is in the building, and so usually we change exhibitions 3 times each year. And something else that's really important to know about local Cleveland, if you don't know anything else, you can know that we are completely free. And so we hope that it invites people to continue to explore museums, to see the new exhibitions each year, and to continue to explore contemporary art with us. I don't know if I can change the next slide or if that, let's see. Can you all see the next slide? Yes, awesome. So when we do reopen, you are welcome to come to MOCA and experience an exhibition called Margaret Kilgallen, That's Where the Beauty Is. And this exhibition is the inspiration for our art activity today. Margaret Kilgallen created art in San Francisco during the late 1990s and early 2000s. And she was really appreciative of the handmade. She loved to see evidence of people's hand in the world and to see their unique marks on their surroundings. She was also really inspired by her community, and so a lot of her art references people that were really important to her and places where she spent time. So you can see the image on the left of the surfer. Margaret Kilgallen, in addition to being an artist, was a surfer and was really part of the surfing community in San Francisco. And so you can see a lot of references to surfing. And on the image on the right is called Main Drag. And you can even see the buildings in the mural. And those are places that actually existed in San Francisco when she was creating art and places that were really special to her. I just want to show another image of her artwork. So you can see here, there's more from the Main Drag installation. There's some sculptural works that are part of it. And in addition to receiving inspiration from her community, it informed the content of her artwork, but also the materials she used in her artwork. So she used a lot of materials that she found around her area. So she often painted on cardboard and discarded wood, and even used house paint that she just found around the community that was not being used to paint houses anymore. And so even in this last image that I'm going to show you, if you look at the bottom of the sculpture, it's hard to tell in this image, but it's a pile of bars of soap. And so that's just another way of showing that she really used materials that were all around her and transformed discarded materials into works of art. So for today's project, in honor of Margaret Kilgallen's artistic practice, we are also going to use found materials to create something personally significant to us. And we'll specifically be using found materials to create stamps and make marks. This is an example that I had made a few days ago using old keys and buttons. And in this one, I used the cardboard from the inside of toilet paper roll and bottle caps. And so really any materials that you have around are perfectly great for this activity. Today, I'll be exploring a little bit with leaves, a pine cone, a glass jar, a soda bottle, and a plastic fork. So you can really use any variety of materials for this project. And if you're ready, we can start creating together. Denyse, you want to come join me again for the art making project?
Yes. I'm sorry, there was just a little glitch in the very beginning when you were speaking and the kids were saying that they couldn't hear you. So could you, when the MOCA screen of the museum was on and you were talking about your exhibits, can you just recap that?
Yeah, so I apologize if anything's redundant and you did hear all of this. So we are a non-collecting museum, which means that we don't own any of the artwork that is in the building. We borrow it from other artists, from other museums, and from private collectors, and they trust MOCA to care for the artwork while it's in the museum. And because we don't own any of the artwork, we change what's in the museum often so that we can return the artwork to the people who own it and show something different. And because of that, we change the exhibitions about 3 times each year. So that's also really important to know that MOCA is free, so that we hope people come multiple times throughout the year to continue to experience something new and different and explore contemporary art with us. Something that's really exciting about contemporary art is that there's not a lot of literature or research about it already, like there might be for art that's hundreds of years old. And so we are really part of creating the meaning of the artwork, and the conversations we have about the artwork really adds to our understanding. So we love when people come and share their ideas and their reactions to the artwork because it helps us understand it better and learn together.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so now we're ready to do our thing. Let's create.
Awesome. So if you have all the materials that you want to use, the first step is just to start painting it. You can paint directly onto the material, like I'm doing with this leaf, or you can dip it directly into the paint, whatever seems best for you. And once your material's covered in paint, you can just press it against your piece of paper or whatever surface you're working on. If you're really inspired by Margaret Kilgallen, you can get some old cardboard and then peel it up, and you can kind of see on mine, this is the mark that the leaf had made. And
so it's okay if it doesn't really actually look like the leaf, right? It's okay if it just makes a cool texture.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes only you might know what that object is that you use, so we're really just exploring the textures and shapes. And I really like this because it allows me to explore different materials and recognize that almost any material in my surrounding can be a creative tool.
I love it.
Yeah, and as you keep going, you can notice the different textures and shapes that the objects make, and see how applying more or less paint or even more or less pressure when you push it against the artwork can create different textures and change how it looks on your piece of paper. What materials are you using?
Well, I just happen to have a part of an apple here, okay? And it's not looking like an apple as I print it. Actually, I thought it was almost looking like a butterfly, but I thought it would be cool, and I had an apple today, so I saved the core.
That's great.
I wasn't sure if it would work or not, but I thought I'd give it a try.
Yeah, I really like that you're reusing the material that may not seem to have a purpose. It might have otherwise been thrown out.
Right. I was like, oh, that'll make a cool thing. So I wasn't real sure. But it definitely doesn't look like I expected it to.
Yeah, I really like the surprise that's part of this and really focus on the process and just the playfulness of using different materials to create.
So on this one, I have a plastic cap. And I was thinking I would actually paint the solid part of the cap first for a circle.
Yeah, and depending on how much time you want to dedicate to the activity, you can have one sheet that's just about exploring the different materials. And then once you find ones that you really like, create another one using those mark making tools.
So I used the solid part of the cap, and now I'm just going to do the ring part. So I'll get, just the outline with the ring part.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you for also sharing that there's different shapes you can make with the same material. So thinking about the different ways you can use any single product.
And this will work with any kind of paint. And someone asked, well, what if I don't have paint? And I said, oh, use some ketchup and mustard, just a little bit, You could make a print of a French fry, right?
Yeah, definitely. Art about food is always exciting too.
Just don't eat it after. Okay,
Did you have a plan for your artwork when you were going into it, or?
Why?
Yeah, was the process more guiding your?
Today, this is definitely the process. And when I started with the apple core, I was thinking it was a butterfly. But now as I'm doing it, I think it almost looks like a petal of a flower. So where I did the solid blue, to me looks like the center of the flower. And as I'm working my way around, it could be petals. But so I like to call it the sloppy copy. So this is my experimental stage, right? Yeah. And I love when you just do, you find objects in it, maybe that not anyone else sees. And then I would pick out for my good copy, the shapes and colors that I liked. So I happen to be using red, white, and blue. We were doing a lot of art this week for Memorial Day for Monday. Yeah. So I just happen to have a lot of leftover red, white, and blue. And you know what else would be cool too? If they did prints in a flag. You know what I mean? Like maybe some horizontal stripes if I wanted to, I could do like an apple print with the, and do a shape or USA or, something like that. Or anything. It could be abstract, right?
Yeah, definitely. Abstract art is wonderful as well, and allows a lot of people to find different images that are important to them in the artwork.
Can you show us how yours is coming?
Yeah, definitely. So this is how mine's looking so far. It might be a little hard to see there's not a lot of contrast for the blue. So I can also show this one that I've worked on right before our video with the same materials. So a lot of the rings were created from the bottom of this jar.
Oh.
A lot of the sporadic dots are from the bottom of the pine cone.
Oh.
And then a lot of the V shapes that to me kind of remind me of butterflies or birds flying are from the little leaves that I'd found around my house. When I was younger, I used to peel them and put them on our noses. Wow. So I was really excited to find a different creative purpose for them. And a lot of the white lines that you might see, I created using the fork.
I love that fork. I think I have a plastic fork downstairs. I didn't even think of that, so I can try that later.
Yeah, I really like creating with the fork and all the lines. You're saying with the flag, if you have a certain design in mind, it also can be a fun scavenger hunt to see what materials will help you express that design or idea.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I really appreciate you letting me share my artwork with you. I'm excited to see what materials everyone else on the video is creating with.
Yeah. So again, if you guys came in late, if you want to ask Melissa a question, or if you are in the process of doing printing, you want to show her how far you've gotten, you can do that too. So we're going to let you come on the screen a little early today. Joe's going to give you the StreamYard link. Melissa, while we're waiting, I thought you could share with us your education, your background.
Oh, thank you so much. I'd be happy to. So I kind of came into the museum world through a roundabout way. I have a degree in journalism because I really was excited about asking questions and learning more about the people and the ideas in my world and my community. And I recognized that museums were very similar to newspapers in that way, that invited people to ask questions and to explore and learn more about the world around us, and especially in a contemporary art museum where there's always new art being made, that I got to continually learn from other artists and from the people who came in to talk about the artwork with us, whether that's the visitors to the museum or other experts in the field. And so I kind of pivoted into museums and really enjoyed the opportunity to meet everyone who comes into the museum and hear about their reactions to the art. So I have a degree in museum education now, and this is my first official job in the museum world at MOCA. So I'm really excited to begin my museum career in Cleveland and get to meet so many cool people.
Well, congratulations. I did not know that. Are you from Cleveland?
I am not. I'm from the East Coast, so this is my first move away from the East Coast and more inland, but it's been really great. And next week marks 1 year, so it's been an exciting time.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm really happy for you. So we have a few kids who may want to ask you something. So Joe, you can bring somebody on. We'll all stay on the screen together, Joe.
Move away from the East Coast and more inland, but it's been really great. And next week marks 1 year, so it's been an exciting time.
Lower your volume. Really happy for you. So we have a few kids who may want to ask you something. So Joe, you can bring somebody on. We'll all stay on the screen together, Joe. Move away from the East Coast and more inland, but it's been really great. And next week marks 1 year, so it's been an exciting time.
Easter egg honey for the bottom.
For you. So we have a few kids who may want to ask you something. So Joe, you can bring somebody on. We'll all stay on the screen together, Joe. Move away from the East Coast and more inland, but it's been really.
Thank you so much for sharing with me. I love
and you guys, as a reminder, lower your volume. Okay, it's easier if you guys lower your volume before you come on, not mute it. Hi, Leona.
Sorry about that.
Hi. Wow, I love all the different colors and lines. All this stuff. Did the bear help you create?
They're a little bit delayed, and then if they have their volume up, it's hard, you know what I mean, to hear, because we're on a slight delay. So
hi, I was wondering, is there a different way to do it for like crayons and markers other than just taking a marker and just putting it over your object, like a leaf rubbing?
Yeah, so texture rubbings are a great way to do this activity too, and to really show the texture and shape of the materials that you're using. I haven't experimented so much with crayons. Perhaps if you, depending on how inky your marker is, that it will also transfer the ink from the object onto your page as well. But thank you for showing us the texture rubbing and a different way of doing this activity depending on what materials you have.
Yeah.
Try some ketchup.
Okay, I'll try some ketchup if my mom will let me.
Thanks, Ava. Hi, Brianna. Come closer.
Wow. I like all the different lines. What materials did you use?
I used a cotton swab and I pulled it up so then it made a string.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Did it look
And then I also did this leaf one.
Oh, that looks great.
Very cool. I like the layers that you have too.
Yeah, and then this one.
Oh, you did a lot already. Very cool. Do you have a favorite that you like best?
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, what do you like about that one?
I like that all the colors like blend together and stuff.
Very cool. I like your creative use of materials. I didn't think of a cotton swab, so maybe I'll try that one next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hi. I didn't make it on today, but I made this outfit.
Cool.
Thank you.
I like your attention to detail. You can really tell that it's symmetrical and balanced.
And you know what? When they came on, who was it? Was it Katie that had the overlapping? Like she actually, like you said, the layering. So she was actually overlapping a lot of the objects, and it looked really pretty.
Yeah, I like a
and
lot
we
of the layering too.
Yeah, I haven't. I did mine all separate, so I'm gonna try that. That gave me ideas, and because it almost made like a swirly trail, and I loved her use of colors too. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So again, it gives me ideas. I tell them we all learn from each other. So Reagan's here from Florida.
Hey, Reagan.
Hi.
Hi.
This is mine.
Very cool. What objects did you choose to use?
I used some pasta and a fork
Oh,
Yeah.
and a leaf.
Wow, I like the wide range of materials too. Some food and some man-made materials and some natural materials. Did they look as you expected them to on your page, or they're surprises?
They're different than I thought they would look.
Yeah. Which one looks most different than you expected?
The pasta, because it doesn't really like keep on rolling right there.
Oh, yeah. Very cool. Thank you for showing your artwork with us.
Bye.
Bye.
bye. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. Could you tell us the difference between modern art and contemporary art?
Yes, I can provide a very brief explanation. My background is not in art history, so there are definitely people in the museum who can provide a more extensive explanation of the differences. But modern art is more of a movement, so it has a beginning point when people decide that we are going to create art in this style and explore certain questions using this style. And so modern art typically begins in the late 19th century with the Impressionists. So if you're familiar with Monet and the Water Lilies, or Van Gogh and Starry Nights, a lot of the really famous artwork that we've learned about in school might be an example of Impressionist artwork. And it goes until there's debate about when the modern movement ended. So some scholarship says the end of World War II, and some says the end, like in the 1960s. But both kind of represent a lot of a pivotal point in world history because of World War II or the Vietnam War. And so contemporary art does not reference a specific movement or style, but is used to describe any art that's being made today. So something that I think is really fun is that all art was once contemporary because it's about art that was created at that current time.
Thank you very much. Because again, I want to say, oh, the Modern Museum, downtown, University Circle. So I appreciate that clarification.
Yeah.
And anyway, well, gosh, we thank you so much. And I know that the kids are going to keep working and send in their photos. So they will share them. And again, once this is over, we can, in the comments, post photos of today's artwork. And I thank you again from the bottom of our heart. Welcome to Cleveland. Happy 1-year anniversary. I'm sure, I want you to talk about Tuesdays also, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes, of course. So I'm really excited to see all the art that you create and the different materials you use. If you enjoyed this art making activity, MOCA has video tutorials or guided activities that we share every Tuesday on our Facebook page. So we call it MOCA Create. From previous videos, we've made other versions of these stamps, handmade paper, customized envelopes to make your own booklet. And most recently, on Tuesday, we'll be sharing how to make your own comic strip.
Ooh.
So if you're excited about different ways to connect with the museum, please check us out on Facebook. And when we reopen, we hope to welcome you into the museum and hear more about your ideas about the art.
That's awesome. Reagan's here real quick. Reagan, you want to come up?
Hello.
Hi, Reagan.
I made mine on a piece of foam that I found, and I used a pencil and twine and some part of a cat toy and a leaf.
Wow, I really like all the different objects that you use, especially twine. How did that come out on your piece of paper?
I think it was that, so it looked kind of very different, kind of like in a patch of color.
Hold it up again to the camera so we can see the twine part. Oh, that looks cool. And the colors are amazing. And I love that you used foam, that you found a piece of foam.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your imagination. Hi.
Emma and Bella are here. Hi, girls.
Hi.
Hi. I'm not done yet, but I have like a bunch of stuff from outside, like leaves and flowers and stuff. So I'm gonna make this like a nature scene.
Very cool. I like
This is mine. I use like anything I found.
Wow. I love all the different shapes that are in your artwork.
It's really nice. Thank you. You guys kind of froze. So
We can see you.
oh, okay, cool.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Nice heart. It is fun.
And they always do their little heart. They're so cute. We have a lot of regulars that come on and watch every single day. And do you know this is the end of our 10th week, which I just cannot even believe. So it's been wonderful. And you've just added to the most amazing part. We say pay it forward. We appreciate your time and doing this with us. And we're so grateful. So thanks, Melissa. And we'll see you again. We're going to come to the museum as soon as it opens.
Wonderful. Thank you for inviting me into your creative community. I'm happy to be marking the completion of a 10th week with all of you.
Wow, anytime. Thanks again.
Okay,
Joe,
bye.
keep me on. I want to show a few things. Thanks. Bye. Real quick, you guys, I want to show some of the stuff you created yesterday. Joe's got some pictures. I think, Joe, do you have them done from yesterday? Yeah, look at our celebrating the class of 2020. I love that one. Love those ladies. So love them. Happy Friday 2020, celebratory fireworks, awesome stuff. You guys did great. And, oh, I know what else I wanted to show you. Okay, so we're talking about found objects and stuff, you guys. These are my beach glass seashell collages. And we're not going to do this because a lot of you guys don't have this stuff. Leona was messaging earlier. She doesn't have beach glass, but the kits are $40 and I'm mailing them out. So I'll find out what it costs to mail today when I head to the post office. But again, these are just, it comes with the frame, the mat, glass, glue, and then your objects to glue down. I'm going to show you up close so you can see. So you would just, like all I did was draw the 3 lines for the stem. It's very much like a puzzle. So you find your little pieces and you move them around. But I'm going to show you a few more. So I have this one. And you could just message me, you know, and you guys can always just come up with your own designs. It doesn't have to be one of mine. The frames are 10 by 13, and then the image inside is 8 by 10. And again, you would just draw the little lines and then use objects to create. Now, you don't have to buy the set if you guys can find rocks and sticks and other things, but you know, this is beach glass and glass glue, and then you get the frame and the mat. Let me just show you a few more. Okay, I like that one. See it up close? And we have this one, because we know we love our trees, right? We love our trees, and that's all beach glass. So again, you would just draw out your stem and your you know, your branches, and then add your leaves around it. Now this one has been the most popular one that I posted. So I want you guys to see that up close. Okay, so again, you sketch it out. You could do it in pencil, you could do it in Sharpie marker. This one comes with all your supplies, and I'd wrap it up the best as possible. I've never, you know, done to-go packages before, but I had so many people, of course not in Cleveland, who want this. So I'm going to work on that today, getting that packaged up and sent out. So just another idea. Also, if you guys are new here, you know I'm doing Zoom parties, $75. You can invite as many people as you want to, your friends, your family, your classmates. Great way to wrap up the year. I know things are starting to open back up. Here in Cleveland, the restaurants opened up yesterday, and other things are slowly opening up. Hopefully the museum will open up soon. I know I just am excited. I just really want everyone to stay healthy and safe. And I want everyone to have a wonderful, beautiful Memorial Day weekend. Monday's Memorial Day. We are not going live on Monday, but we will be back on Tuesday, and we are going to do the dogs. We're going to do drawings of dogs on Tuesday. So I don't even think I'm going to paint on Tuesday. I'm going to change things up. I am going to do a lot of drawing next week, and I'm going to go from simple to a little bit more difficult. I don't want to call it difficult, but a little more challenging. So we'll start real basic, and then we'll do a couple of dogs that are a little bit more challenging. You can watch or you can try along. I want you guys to fill up your paper today, keep creating, make prints, make it into something. Again, you know, be creative. Use whatever you have. Just keep yourself busy all day long. Send me pictures. Stay safe. And pay it forward. So have a fabulous weekend. Look at this, I'm out of here early today, you guys. Can you believe it? I got a lot to do with these kids, so I couldn't even remember where I put everything. Shocking. Plus, you guys know I got to clean this room. So have a fantastic time. Thank you once again, Melissa and MOCA, which is the Museum of Contemporary Art here in Cleveland, Ohio. And you guys stay safe. God bless you all, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you.